Greetings, Madam Ivy. Today I'm going to do my mock presentation on the dark side of the idol industry. Behind every smile and behind every stage, there's a hidden world of pressure, control, and sacrifice. The K-pop industry is known for its glamorous, its flawless, its visual and synchronized performances. But all that hides a darker side, a darker reality that most fans don't get to see. Today, I'm going to be talking about the dark side of the idol industry, especially South Korea, where it's originated from, and why it's important for us to understand what goes behind the scenes. Well, as someone who has followed K-pop closely and read their interviews, I've read their documentations and their inside reports, even stalking social media sometimes, I've come to realize just how intense and competitive and how unfair the industry can be. While the idol system may create stars that shine brightly under the spotlight, it also exposes young artists to extreme pressure, loss of freedom, and even emotional hardships. So in this speech, I'm going to walk you through three major aspects in the idol industry that reveals its darker side. First of all, we're gonna have the trainee system. Second is the controls over idols' appearance and behavior, and third, the toll this system makes on idols' mental health. So let's begin right now with the trainee system. So before idols even debut, most of them they start training from a very young age, from 12 to 13 or sometimes even younger. They train for less than years, learning how to sing, how to dance, speak multiple languages, and present themselves to the public. Some are even pushed towards getting surgery, cosmetic surgery, to fit in the Korean beauty standards. But here's the shocking part. There's no guarantee that they will actually debut. No matter how long they train, it's extremely competitive, and many out there they just drop out without ever making it on stage. Trainees also live under a very strict rule. Rule is like conditions. They often live in shared dorms, they have very tight schedules, and have limited contact with the outside world. Many give up on their school, their education, their family time, and even their teenage years, just for a chance in if they ever decide to become a K-pop idol. Now let's move on to the second point, control over their appearance and behavior. Once idol debuts, their lives don't get any easier actually. It's in fact being even more controlled. And you trust me, you don't want to have that feeling of control. Agencies dictate how they look, what they wear, and what they say, and even sometimes how they act in public. Some are even forced to go on like extreme diets to maintain a certain weight. Normally their weight is lesser than their height. Other than that, they're told not to date, not to speak about personal opinions, and to always appear cheerful they always have to look cheerful no matter what they're doing. It's all part of building a perfect image for the fans. But any mistake, for example like dating, gaining weight, or even just being tired can lead to harsh backlash from the public. But in some cases, termination to their contracts. Finally, we have come to the third and most serious point, the mental health toll. With intense schedules, constant pressure to stay perfect, and relentless online criticism, many idols they suffer from anxiety, depression, and even emotional burnt out. That's why if you see there's a lot of suicide when it comes to K-pop. They often don't get the support they need. Talking about mental health is still a taboo in many parts of Asia, including South Korea, and idols are often expected to suffer in silence actually, which is quite sad. Some idols have even taken their own lives, like I said earlier, and their final letters reveal the deep pain and loneliness they feel and they experience while being a K-pop idol, while still smiling for the camera every day, which is tragedy. Well, these tragedies remind us that idols are not just performances or products. They are real people with real feelings, dreams, and struggles. So, to wrap up everything, behind the glamorous look of the idol world lies a system built on a sacrifice, a pressure, and emotional strain. From the harsh trainee life to the loss of personal freedom and the lack of health support, these are the things that the fans don't see. Well, in my opinion, my recommendation in all this is simple. Enjoy the music, but be a responsible fan. show kindness, and avoid spreading hate online. Be mindful of the pressure these idols are under. Let's remember that behind every polished performances is a human being, a real one, who's breathing the same air as us. They're not aliens, but it might be someone who might be hurting or struggling or simply trying their best to just showcase the world their talent. Thank you, Madam Ivy, for listening to my mock presentation explanation speech on the dark side of the K-pop industry. Thank you very much for listening, and I apologize in advance if my voice isn't that loud, as I am sick. Thank you, Madam.